all the year has already started, and we already kicked off with Panasonic, and now we got another company getting ready to announce a new camera, with also rumors spreading about other cameras announcing possibly around NAB time, as well as hopefuls who are still hoping for long-standing out rumors. This video is about covering all the exciting potential cameras for filmmakers that may be coming in 2023. What's up, everybody? James Jackson here, back again with another video. If you're new to my channel, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. So if this is content that you like, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can stay up to date of all the content going forth. A little martini for the drink. Ooh, that's good stuff. All right, so today I want to cover some of the things that I'm kind of excited for in terms of cameras that are going to be coming for 2023. And we already started off with a good start with Panasonic and the excitement that is coming, the fact that they released the S5 II, or at least the announcement of the S5 II, and what it means for Panasonic in terms of their autofocus capabilities now that they finally entered in-phase detection autofocus. Well, today we just learned, or actually it was yesterday, we learned of another company. Now, some of you probably know of this company. Others may be wondering, what the hell is this? Because it's not a company. It's not one of the big four. It's not it's not Panasonic. It's not Canon. It's not Sony. It's not Nikon. It's not Sigma. It's not Olympus or Leica. It's actually a Chinese company called Kinefinity. But if you've been following me and following my channel for a while, you all know how much I admire, and I have been really admired of the cameras that are coming from Kinefinity, to the point that their flagship camera current, which is the Kinefinity Marvel Edge 8K, I am so excited and so fascinated by this camera from just purely a creative capabilities and a technological achievement, that this camera is actually right now the camera I am most likely to look to invest in purchasing for myself, for my career path as a cinematographer and as a content creator. And now we're getting an announcement apparently that a new camera from Kinefinity is going to be coming, and it's going to be announced Tuesday. So you know, I'm going to be doing a live stream, so if you're interested, definitely check it out. Definitely check out the live stream. It's going to be apparently coming at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which means 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is where I'm at right now. So if you're interested to see what this new camera is going to be, let's join me on my live stream and we can find out together. I don't think it's another 8K camera because they already have that in the Marvel Edge, which is already really good. And I don't think there's going to be a 6K camera because they already have that with the Marvel Edge 6K. What I think this is going to be is either a 5K or some sort of 4K version of the Marvel Edge, which would make sense because right now the main issue I think a lot of people have with the Edge is the pricing. For a lot of people, it's way out of reach. The Marvel Edge, when you get the Pro package, is roughly around $18,000, and then the 6K version is like around $12,000-$13,000 when you get the package that gets you up and running in a professional setting. So they're not really the most accessible cameras, but all of the features that are in there in terms of codecs, NDs, XLRs, you're using some of the fastest media types on there, multiple 3.2 recording options, multiple 4.3 recording options, multiple 6.5 recording options, and of course you got 16:9 and 17:9 recording. It's like endless on those cameras, and it's one of the things that's why it's so exciting, and it's a full frame camera. So you can really go different ways with it. So to me, what it makes, it seems like this is going to be more so they need an entry-level camera, a camera that's going to feel a bit more accessible, a Komodo style camera, if you will. So my guess is it's going to be some sort of 5K or maybe even a 4K camera that's going to be in more accessible range, probably around maybe $6,000 to $8,000 price range for the body, and then getting the accessories along with it. And of course, that's just the beginning. We're just seeing the beginning of it. Now we're also getting announcements regarding cameras. Of course, if y'all seen my previous video, there's a rumor now that Canon is going to announce a new cinema camera roughly around the time of NAB, and it's rumored to be a second edition of the C200, only in a box style camera with a 4K DGO sensor like the C70, C300 Mark II. This seems to be sort of the hybrid, but more closer towards the C70, whereas it's going to be using SD cards, but it's going to have 12-bit SDI port instead of just only having an HDMI like the Canon C70. And it's going to be a box style, so it's going to be a very modular design camera, sort of similar to like a Komodo. So which means you're probably going to spend a lot more on rigging it up and getting accessories needed to power it up. But quite honestly, this is a really, really exciting thing for me, because I've been saying since the C70 has announced it's a great camera, and it's only gotten better with firmware updates. But the one thing that has really held it back from being damn near close to perfection is the fact that we only have an HDMI port and not an SDI. And for a lot of people, that may not seem like a big deal, but for a lot of people, SDI is like an absolute must-have, especially for those who work more in the broadcast environment and the audiovisual environment. SDI is basically standard. HDMI is not standard in a lot of those productions. So having a camera that is a bit more accessible than the C300, but having that SDI is going to, I think, pull a lot more people, even though it's only just a 4K sensor camera with the same 17:9 sensor that we've seen now for a few years. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, man, they're just throwing out the same sensor. And yes, it is true. However, I would tell you to look at something like Ari, that basically up until last year has been using the same one sensor of all of their lineups for like the past 15 plus years. Definitely over a decade. It's only been one. Even the Mavic LF, it's just using two of the same chips they've been using for over a decade, just flipped vertically and stacked on top of each other. They've been doing that, and everybody still is paying multiple tens of thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars for that camera. If you got a good sensor, regardless of how old it is, if it's a good sensor, people will constantly use it. And it's also easier to create an ecosystem or a system of transitions where you need multiple different cameras for different uses. So I applaud Canon for doing that, especially given the fact that the DGO sensor is quite arguably one of the top 5, if not top 3 sensors that have ever been created. It is that good. And I've done enough tests, and I've seen side-by-side tests, and a lot of people have tested. The DGO sensor is better than any of the sensors that come from the alpha lines of Sony. It is better than almost anything that has come under the $10,000, even more so than the Komodo. And I know the Red community is going to get on me, but I will still say it. The DGO sensor in the Canon C70 and the C300 Mark III is a better sensor than the Red Komodo. The Red Komodo just has a lot more functionalities with working with the Red RAW workflow that people are used to. But if we're just looking for pound in terms of sensor technology, the DGO sensor from Canon is top notch, and that's only makes me excited for the C200 Mark II. And of course, we got potentially the big flagship camera from Canon, which is the C700 Mark II, which could produce a DGO 8K sensor. I'm not going to spoil it because I already talked about it and gushed over the potential of that camera. And if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out over here. So I'll leave a link to it in the description below. I think the only thing we may see from Sony is maybe an upgrade of the FX9, maybe an FX9 Mark II. I think maybe we'll get like a 6K sensor, will actually read out 6K internally, because that to me is the only thing that I think we can see. Because outside of that, I think Sony's been doing pretty well this year. Their sales are going well. So I don't really see them needing to upgrade any camera soon outside of maybe the FX9 and go in that direction. But of course, the one we've all are holding out for is the camera company that's been the most quiet, and that is, of course, Blackmagic Design. I'm hoping we'll get to see a brand new camera. I think everybody's all said the same thing, and I'll continue to say it. We want a new design camera, maybe something like the micro cinema camera. I personally think I want to see a reimagination of the micro cinema camera in a 4K or a 6K using a brand new sensor. Will we see it? I don't know. Blackmagic has been really more focused in their cloud format, their competitor to Camera to Cloud from Adobe, as well as their integration in the post-production. That's sort of where they've been going, which makes sense to the way the industry is going. But that's it for me for today. These are just a quick coverage of some things that I'm excited for 2023. Let me know what you guys are excited for that's coming in 2023. Let me know, leave your comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, until next time, take care, everyone.